Welcome to the Innovation World Young Collaborators podcast series. My name is Maxwell Miller. I am 10 years old from the United States of America, and this is.
Aaron Bother, and I'm a junior in high school in Oswego, Illinois, in the United States of America. I'm 15 years old, and we're delighted to be attending the People of Play Young Inventor Challenge in Chicago, Illinois, in the United States of America. We're interviewing young inventors, educators, and sponsors. Our guests for this podcast today are two young student inventors, and we're excited to ask you a few questions about yourselves. So, could you please tell us a little bit about each of you and then the invention that you've created?
Okay. My name is Joseph Durham. I live in O'Fallon, Illinois, in the United States of America. A few hobbies about my stuff are like building creation, magician stuff, and just really fun stuff in general.
And I am Drake Muehlhauser. I live in Oakville, Illinois, United States of America. And my favorite hobby is playing Dungeons and Dragons with my friend.
Great. And then, could you tell us a little bit about the game that you've created?
Oh yeah, so the game we've created this year is my personal favorite that I've created because I was actually here last year. And I think it's very fun. It's called The Trail of the Eternal Moon. And it's basically a game about you and your party of fantastical people trying to escape in an old western setting of a country that's been thrown into an eternal darkness where monsters will steal you if you're not careful.
Now, first you choose your species, your character class, and then you begin your adventure. Can you survive the night? We'll find out.
So, kind of like D&D, except a board game.
Yeah, we also inspired by the game Oregon Trail. With you choose one of two different paths on, and you choose you have a wagon piece that you go across the board on each stop. You can choose one of two paths. First path, there's an easier path and a harder path. On each stop, you have to draw a card or cards to determine. You could either get a monster card that you have to ward off, a helpful card that could heal you on your journey, or an NPC card, which, if you get them to the next rest, will give you some sort of reward.
Yep, and we also took inspiration from like the eldritch horror creatures that are said to be in the woods from like Native American legends and stuff, and honestly my own design mostly. But yeah, so basically how you play is you need a minimum of two players. We would recommend three, but two's okay. And so the first player that you need is someone called the Trail Master. They're the person that draws the cards and calls the shots. And also on each star of the board, that's a rest, but it's also a city that your Trail Master has to come up with a storyline for. So the city could be anything from a crazy old lady needs you to rescue a cat from a tree to evil cultists trying to steal people's brains in the middle of the night. It truly could be anything. But they also draw the cards on each thing, and this is my personal favorite thing of our game to just amp up the unknowing a bit. You don't know how much health points you ever have left. Your trail master will always keep track of that. So you don't know if a bandit's knife, if just a stab from a bandit's knife, will kill your character or if you'll be just fine. You never know.
I really love that. The thought that you put into this game blows me away. It sounds extremely fun to play. Could you guys tell us a little bit about how you met?
So how we met is so we actually so about a year ago, I was in fifth grade, and I had just come to St. Clair, which is the school that we go to, from my old school in Oakville, and there, I met this friend Fred. We made the last game together, but then after me and him like went our separate ways, then I met Joseph here, my best friend now. And yeah, I don't know, we've been good friends ever since.
Very nice. Yeah, I think teamwork is a skill that you'll take for the rest of your life. It's very important. So I'm really glad that you guys have been able to collaborate over this game. So could you tell us something that's been difficult about creating this invention, and then what's been the most fun part?
The most difficult thing was probably like meeting up so we could discuss whatever we needed to create for the game on the time that we had.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially because of all the extracurriculars my sister's in.
Oh boy, correct on that part. And then the most fun part is just collaborating just to play in general. Just shaping the journey of this game has just been really thoughtful.
And also making the cards. That was really fun. I mean, whenever you get to make a monster called the cave crawler that crawls on ceilings and eats people, it's really not a bad time.
This game sounds kind of like D&D with like the trail master and stuff. In but with cards. Why did you decide to do cards?
We decided to do cards because one, I thought that in my own experiences DMing for D&D, um I kept forgetting to look up monster stat blocks, and I just ended up making my own. And also, they were so complicated; it was kind of hard to navigate on my own. So I thought, you know what, cards would be so much of a simpler idea, and it would also have some frequency and infrequency with the monsters and stuff.
Yeah, the thought behind every aspect of this game is just amazing. And thank you guys so much for podcasting with us. I'm sure you guys will do great today. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Innovation World Young Collaborator podcast series. You can listen to this episode and others at www.innovationworld.org. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.